Usually, twinning in goats depend on three key factors. Whilst you cannot force twins, you can influence the chances of your goat giving birth to twins or triplets. The first one is genetics. How does genetics work? Source and keep twin-bearing goats and their lineage. Once a doe gives birth to twins, it's more likely to give birth to more twins, and the twinning is likely to continue in its lineage. There are some goats that naturally produce twins and others don't. Also, in selecting your bag, select bags that come from either twins or triplets lineage. So if twins or triplets are your priority and you already have goats, what you can do is simply keep the goats that give birth to twins or triplets and their lineage and sell off the goats that give birth to singles and their lineage and replace them with goats that have a history or that are from a lineage of twins or triplets. This is why it is always best to buy your breeding flock from other farmers, because with other farmers, you can be able to understand the history and the genetics of the flock you are introducing to your new pen. Number 2, flashing. Flashing is probably the most effective method of ensuring your animal deliver twins, triplets, or quadruplets. What is flashing? It is to intentionally improve the male or feed of your doe 2 to 4 weeks before you breed it. So with flashing, you intentionally give your doe some improved feed before it goes for mating, before you cross it with your desired back. Because better nutrition means better ovulation, and better ovulation means more eggs are produced. And if more eggs are produced, there is a high chance of twins, triplets, or quadruplets. So how do you flash? You increase the protein intake of your doe or does before they mate. Some of the feed that contain high crude protein include soybean meal, beans husk, granite leaves, maize bran, cowpea hay, and more importantly, access to good pasture. So you can always mix your soybean dust or soybean meal with maize bran or dosa to help your animal, or to help your goat in this case, feed more on crude protein so that it can increase the chances of getting twins. Do this 2 to 4 weeks prior to crossing the doe. Whilst you are increasing the crude protein intake of your doe to help it deliver twins, you want to make sure that you don't give it the raw protein source like raw beans, raw granules, or food leftovers, because these have the tendency to harm your animal, give them acidosis, or cause bloating and eventual death. Number 3, the third thing you can do to ensure you are getting twins or triplets is to maintain good body condition. Try to maintain the body score of your doe if you want to get twins or triplets between 2.5 to 3.5 body score. A goat that is too thin cannot give birth to twins. Usually it will often give one. Now, don't get me wrong here. I want to be well understood. The Sahelian breeds are naturally very thin. But the point is that you will want the body score to be relative to the potential of the animal. For instance, like I said, a Sahelian breed that is usually very thin, but you score the body relative to the ideal body mass of that breed. The target is to get a balance, and like I said, between 2.5 to 3.5. So just as you don't want your doe to be very thin to the extent that it cannot give you twins or triplets, you don't want it to also overgrow. You don't want it to be obese. In this sense, that is even dangerous, because once your doe has accumulated so much fat, it can make it barren. And in this case, you don't even get one. This is why every serious livestock farmer should learn and have a very good understanding about feeding dynamics, how to feed your animal to achieve some of these targets, how to make sure you are not underfeeding your animal, but you are not also overfeeding your animals. I have done so much work in this regard. Now, here is a bonus point. If you want twins, breed mature does. Most first timers usually give birth to one, but this is usually because, the doe is still too young. So once it is early bred, it's have about a 99% chance of giving you just one. This is okay, but some people have their own terms and conditions. Some people just want to give birth to twins. If this is your target, make sure your goat is mature enough to actually carry twins. In fact, some goats can, at their first time, give birth to one, at their second time, give birth to one. Usually, goats start giving birth to two when it has reached 2 years, which means it has probably given birth twice. Another bonus point that increases fertility and hence twins or triplets is to make sure that there is always available mineral salt lick. Make sure you have mineral salt lick available in your pen all the time. In fact, mineral salt lick is one of the most important yet overlooked aspect of animal feeding. If you find this helpful, consider following Farm North across social media. Thank you.